Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Sports Medicine Podcast. Sorry for that quick little hiatus there. We were getting over some illnesses. We
Living
had a
life.
wedding. The Phillies lost. It was a long
It
couple of
it was a
weeks.
it was a tough stretch, but we're back and maybe not better than ever, but we're back.
Yeah, exactly. Hayley, I'm going to start with an intro question that's Halloween themed.
Ooh, okay.
Happy Halloween, by the way.
Thank you. It's a major holiday.
Did you get a lot of candy?
0. I have not eaten any candy today, which is disappointing because I am addicted to candy, but I'm going in office tomorrow and I'm guessing the middle-aged crowd will supply me and my November 1st my blood sugar will be spiked, so I'm not too
Good,
worried. Yeah.
good. Okay. Intro question. I think I'm going to go with if you could haunt a person, place, or thing as a ghost, what would it be and why?
If I could haunt a person, place, um, I would probably like an athlete that I'm trying to think of. This is a tough one. I would definitely actually, you know what? I would haunt a place. I would haunt. I was just about to say like the locker room of somewhere, but then I was like, that's kind of creepy. Like, what am I just watching them? Like, I'm not going to take that route. So, I would say I would haunt. I think we're entering college basketball season. I would haunt the Mackey Arena or the practice facility of Purdue basketball. I want to see not haunt like in a bad way, but more creep and maybe just whisper in their ears like you better not disappoint everybody again or something like that.
Make your frickin' free
Free
throw.
throws, don't go 0 for 13 for 3 today. So something like that. Like, and I would take that to any to a more more than just Purdue, but personally I would take it to Purdue just since they have disappointed me in the past and may do so again. So that's what I would do. And it wouldn't be totally mean. Maybe I'd be encouraging. Maybe I'd have a good day and be like, that was a great shot. But they'd be hearing things and it would be me.
I like that. See, I'm good at coming up with questions. I'm not good at coming up with answers. I think I'd probably go a similar route. We'll stay on the college basketball route, but I would do the opposite. Like, I would want to haunt like what's the IU gym called?
Assembly hall.
Yeah, I'd wanna haunt Assembly Hall, and I would be a
Oh,
little mischievous, so I'd be trying to make them miss free throws and
okay.
shots.
You'd be working for the other teams.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah, yeah.
right.
Oh, totally.
I
Like,
like
just,
that.
like, pulling the seats out from underneath them.
Oh, so you're messing with everybody, not just the Oh, like when they go to the bench.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
thinking like
yeah,
a fan.
yeah.
You have no mercy. There you
No,
go. That's
no.
good. I like that
Mess
because
with,
you're
like I'd keep,
yeah,
like, a light bulb, like, unscrewed a little bit,
yeah.
so
That's
there'd always
brilliant.
be one, like, blinking.
Yeah, your haunting would be for good, at least for not for their good, but for everybody else in the Big 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I like that. I
That's what
like
I
that.
would go with.
Yeah.
Okay, so I noticed every single time we go from the intro to what we're actually talking about, I say that it's a good transition, even if it isn't. But this actually is a good
Speak it into
transition.
okay, I was gonna say you're speaking it into existence, so
Yeah, because for this episode, we're just going to do a Q&A.
Oh,
So, Haley, I have 25 questions here.
okay.
You're going to pick numbers
Okay.
repeatedly, and we're just going to, whatever number you pick, that's the question we're going to roll with.
And we're both
And
answering?
yep, and we're
Alright.
making an episode out of it. So,
Alright. I like that.
we'll
Okay.
see how it goes.
R
We'll see what the
you
fans
know
think.
yeah, see what the fans think, get some feedback,
Oh,
comment
shoot,
below.
really quick before we
Yeah.
start, I don't mean to prolong this intro too much longer, but we're nearing 100 listeners, 100
Yeah.
followers.
Hell yeah.
So, what should we do when we reach 100?
The first thing that came to mind was, like, do a shot on camera, but that seems kind of
Yeah, it might be like 1,000.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Which
And then, like, 10,000 would be, like, a tattoo, I think, but
oh
100's,
my
like,
gosh.
small, you know?
Okay, what do we I'm trying to think what should it be a gift to our 100 fans? Like I don't know, tell our most embarrassing stories. Kidding. We
Yeah, we
can't
could
can't
that
do
could
that. We could do an agreed upon embarrassing story.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
there's
wait,
some.
wait, 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 wait. We tell our most embarrassing sports? Do you have an embarrassing sports story?
Oh, I have a
You could find
couple.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
I have
don't
a
we
couple.
say we tell our most
I mean,
embarrassing
Hayley, I got this
sports?
eating it
I
off a Stairmaster.
I was wondering why you had a wrist brace on. Yeah, so I'm gonna guess you've got a few lined up,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think we tell our most embarrassing, sports or sports adjacent moment.
Okay.
I think that'd be
Alright.
funny, and yeah. Alright, I like that. I've got some good
Cool.
ones.
We locked that in pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Alright, so on to the episode. Haley, pick a number 1 through 25.
I'll start with my favorite number, 17.
Oh, starting off strong, Haley.
It's a good one.
Um, Hottest male athlete.
Wow, that's a
And
tough
just so
one.
the audience knows, there's a hottest female athlete on here too, okay? We
Don't
don't
worry, we don't discriminate.
no, no, no.
Hottest male athlete. Wow, that's a tough one. I'm trying to go through the Rolodex of my brain because there's so many, I feel like, and hottest male athlete.
You got a bunch of options, especially out in Philly, I feel like.
I mean, I think currently, I think Jalen Hurts is a very attractive man. Um,
You stole mine.
oh,
I gotta
okay.
come up with something else now. That's okay, I already got one.
Okay, good. I mean, there's so many that come to mind. Like, I find Steph Curry really attractive. Um, I think Jalen Hurts is a very, very attractive man. I feel like I'm missing like some maybe some layups, but Jalen Hurts is the first one. He's like a very attractive dude. He's got that one earring. I like it. It's like a pirate, and it's a good look for him. So I'm gonna lock in Jalen Hurts. But right now, as we talk, I'm gonna Google hottest male athlete and just see what Google has to say.
Yeah, get some of Google's top picks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with George Russell, obviously. Mercedes
Okay.
F1
Oh my
driver.
gosh, of course. Um,
Beautiful, beautiful man. Some other runner-ups, if we're staying in F1, Charles Leclerc.
oh, yeah, he's
He's a
quite
good
attractive.
he's a
He's very
good-looking
cute.
guy. There's gotta
And
be a bunch of
for all
baseball
of you, the
players.
yeah, like, I mean, I have a lot of, like the Phillies have my heart, Johan Rojas, I think is very attractive.
The QB of
Um,
Notre Dame's really cute.
oh, yeah, yeah, like, what's his name? Yeah,
Ah,
he is
what's his
fine.
last name?
Saint
Isn't it
Saint
like
Hartman? Wow, we suck.
Hartman? We
Um
do. We have to Google it.
Sam, and also he looks like a man. The men that I ran around with in college looked tough on
Yeah,
a good day.
we all looked like children.
His name is Sam Hartman. Okay, we were
Hartman,
close.
I got it, I got it.
And that beard, holy shit, like that's impressive.
Yeah, yeah.
That's yeah. I did do a quick Google search, and just typed in hottest male athletes. The ones that come up, Cristiano Ronaldo. He's
That's a
an
gimme.
attractive dude. David Beckham,
Gimme,
soccer.
yeah.
A lot
Yeah,
of
that's a
soccer
good one.
players I do think, and then Rafael Nadal, who I think is very attractive, but he is balding now. But that's fine.
He's tennis,
Um,
right?
tennis, yeah, and Tom Brady. I think that's a layup that we may have
Yeah,
gotten
that's
if you're
easy.
if you're into the Tom Brady's of the world, but
I would
of course you
say
went F1.
I would say yes.
Is that why you watch F1? You're just
It's not the
Googling
only
over
reason. It's the reason I got into it.
I'm gonna say I feel like it's a lot of women's gateways. They're like, these are some cute dudes. I'm gonna go watch them drive a car for 3 hours or however long it takes.
None of them are bad looking.
No, there's not too many
It's
of
almost like
those.
that's part of the qualification to
Yeah.
drive the car. It's
Are
like,
you an attractive European man? Hop on it and drive F1 and get a really big neck from the G force. But yeah, Charles Leclerc is definitely one. He's a cutie pie. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, pick another number.
You pick a number. What's your favorite number? One to
Ooh, that's a
25.
great idea. I'll
Yeah.
do number 2. That's my favorite number.
Was that your number that you wore in high school?
I wish it was. Unfortunately, in high school,
That's a tough one.
they do the numbers by size, and I was never as small. So
You're right. The 1 through, like, 6 was always
no, I was like
small.
67, and I'm like, "Great.
Thank you, yeah.
Thanks,
Okay,
guys."
2, that's a good one.
Oh, here's a good one. Okay, sporting event that's on your bucket list. So is there a game, a match, an event that's on, like, your bucket list that you haven't attended yet that you want to attend in the near future?
I would say a tennis Grand Slam like, semi or quarter or final. Like, I think tennis is an electric game, it's really fun to watch. Um, I think, like, that's like, I live out in Philly, and I was toying with the idea of going to the US Open, and I don't know, I think that would be a fun to watch, especially, like, a really, like, an important match in a grand slam. Yeah, just for, like, the thrill of it, and just tennis is, like, such an emotional game. I think the crowd really gets into it. They're, like, dialed in at all times. They're all, looking their eyes are watching the ball. Everybody's really dialed in, so that's my answer.
My brother said at the US Open that those, like, drinks that they all have,
Oh, the melon.
the melon one. They
Yeah.
have a special name for it.
What is
It's
it
like
called?
melon
I'm gonna
deuce
look it
or
up.
honey deuce, I think, maybe?
Signature drink at, US
US
Open.
Open.
I think you're right. The honey deuce. You're right.
I'm 2 for 2 today on my
You are.
sports
That's
trivia. This
pretty
is
good.
awesome. No, he said it was awesome, though. He said the only thing that was weird is, like, it's set up so you would think that there's, like, air conditioning available, but they don't turn it on, and it's super hot in there.
Yeah, it's a tough time of year to be playing tennis in New York. It's hot as all
Yeah,
get out. Yeah.
yeah. But he said it was awesome, and he would totally go again. And
Yeah.
then he got me a t-shirt, so that was cool too.
Wow. There you go. It's a good brother.
Mhm. Mhm, mhm.
My brother would not do that.
My the what's on my bucket list right now for a sport event would just be a Final Four game. I really wanna go
Yeah.
to the Final Four.
That would have been my close second answer would be a Final Four.
Yeah,
Where
and
is the 2024 Final Four? Anybody
that's a
know?
good question. We should get
Got you.
tickets.
Let's go. Um, Again, our Boilers could be in there, or we could,
Hey,
hell, pick another team
we're officially, revenue generating on this podcast, by the way.
as of right now.
Yeah. It's a very, very, very
We're
small amount.
rich. The Final Four is in Phoenix this year. So, yeah, but let's book it. What was going to be there was gonna oh, yeah, I mean, last year I was really, really I marked my calendar for the Final Four because Purdue, things were looking good until they weren't. Yeah,
Which
I
is
think the
probably
Final
gonna be what
Four
happens this year too.
I can't yeah, I'm not optimistic, but I think a Final Four would be an incredible experience. I think going to a Final Four, especially one where your team is participating, would be out of this world experience.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn. Number
6.
huh, team to win the Super Bowl this year.
Um, Team to win the Super Bowl. Hot. I'm gonna go. Who I who I think the Lions are my pick to win the Super Bowl. Not saying they will. I think they are my hot take team to win the Super Bowl at the moment. I would love to see my Eagles in there. They've got a lot of work to do, but I think the Lions are one. They're due, and dare I say, significantly overdue. I don't know. My brother lived in Detroit for a while, and we were talking about this a couple days ago. And he told me the last time they were in the Super Bowl was a long, long time ago. So I think they're past due, and I think they're a really good looking team. I think they're a team that can weather the storm. Yeah, go Lions, man. That is my hot. It's a little bit of a hot take, but I will. I think it's becoming a cooler take as teams realize that the Lions are more and more legit.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's still considered a hot take. Like it's
Yeah,
like
it's
hot to
definitely
the
not like
touch. Like
some.
but I think you're right. Like I think it's also a popular take though. I think a lot of people
Yes,
are like,
it's
whoa,
people are jumping on the bandwagon a little
on
bit.
the
Like, oh, I could
Lions
see
ship.
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that is my pick here on the 31st of October to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I
Oh, what do you
almost
say? The
think the
Bears?
Patriots no. God, no.
I kid.
That would be like most likely to get the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah. At this rate.
Um,
they're on track.
they are. They really are. I don't it'd be so rare for the Chiefs to go back to back to back, but I feel like they could absolutely do it.
I think they
But I
could too.
really want the Dolphins
Yeah.
to be there. Would love to see the Jaguars there, but they're a wild card. That's not looking very legit. They're
Yeah.
not up to snuff.
I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, I think if the Dolphins offense is like playing at their peak performance, I think they got a shot. So I'm gonna go with the Dolphins.
Yeah. If Raheem Mostert, Purdue Boilermaker, does what he needs to do for the Dolphins, they can be
Yeah.
very good. Yeah, I think that's a good take, and their coach does crack me up.
Dude,
Speaking of
he's awesome.
Halloween, did you see the tweet of the kid that dressed up as
Yeah.
him?
Had like the watch
It's
and
the
everything,
whole and, like, really,
and then did the sprint
did
to
the
like
sprint.
after halftime. Yeah, that was awesome.
He definitely won Halloween. That was a funny one.
Oh yeah, costume of the year
Costume of the
for
year.
sure.
Yeah.
All right. I need another number. I think I'm gonna go with 11.
Good number.
Best advice you ever got from a coach?
The best advice I ever got from a coach. Um, I feel like I've had some really good coaches over the years. I think the best advice, and it's not like a line or anything, but I think the best advice that I ever got was from my high school soccer coach was just to never let yourself get out of it. From in the game perspective, even if it's 10 to nothing, there's always places to improve and ways to get better, and don't ever totally give up on the game or let yourself totally get out of it because you may not win the game, but there's things you can do and get better. Shout out to Aaron Blessing, and also shout out in a few days, November 2nd, it's the 10-year anniversary of my high school soccer state championship. So yeah, that coach, and he gave me that during the state championship game where I had a really bad first half. He was like, You can't let yourself get out of this game. One, it's like the most important game you ever played, and I played like dog shit in the first half, and I came back and played great, and we won, beat Gibson Southern High School, the Titans, on November
Did you
2nd,
score?
2000. I had an assist.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Nice.
RDP, go West Side High. It's my shameless plug. Yeah, that's the best advice.
Best advice. So, unfortunately, I had a few good coaches, but they were definitely kind of overshadowed by the amount of bad coaches I had.
Yeah, you were
Um,
in the AAU basketball world, which I feel like can be a tough place.
yeah,
Priorities can get skewed.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But it was an AAU coach, um, who As it was awesome because as a team, I've never been so close to a team before in my entire life, like, we all got along so well and, like, just loved, like, hanging out with each other, like, being in the hotels. We even liked practice just because we got to, like, hang out.
mhm.
But this AAU coach was terrible, and one game, I think we were in 6th grade and we were playing 4th graders, and they were destroying us.
Ooh, and that
And,
hurts.
it got to be halftime, and we sit down on the bench, and our coach is like, You guys are playing effing terrible. Things are
You
not looking good.'"
swearing at children? That's what
Yeah.
yeah.
But the good piece of advice came in when she looked at all of us and she said, "If you wanna get back in this game, you have to play like Michael Jordan."
Yeah.
And all of us kinda looked at each other and we're like,
We'll do our
"That's gonna be
best.
hard. That's
Yeah.
gonna be hard to do."
That's a
Figure
tough
we're all
one.
like 6th grade and 5'7" and have the hands of 5'7" 6th grade girls and not
Yeah.
a 6'6"
Michael Jordan, the Greatest
basketball
basketball.
prodigy. But yeah, we got out there and
And did you play like Michael Jordan?
we shot a lot of threes and a lot of fadeaways, and we missed
Okay,
them
I was gonna
and
ask
we
if any went in.
lost. Um, and it was one
Oof.
of those games. I have like 3 or 4 games I can remember where, like, you know how in most kid basketball games, you don't reach the level of scoring that an NBA game reaches?
Oh, no, you're the halftime score is like 14-12.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
the final score of this game was 97-25.
You got beat by 4th graders that badly?
Yeah, they were elite. They all probably play college and pro right now. I have no idea who they were,
I'd
no idea
hope
who they
they
are,
yeah.
but they were insane. They were faster than
They
us,
were playing like
better
Michael
than
Jordan.
us. They were yeah. That's the joke the parents made after.
Yeah. You guys were, like,
Um, yeah, we were
trying.
like the G
Yeah.
League.
You were, like yeah, a player that got pulled up for the G League for, like, 1 game and
Yeah,
yeah. Brutal.
it
Pl
was, it
so that
was.
was good advice? Play like Michael Jordan?
It was because I think there is something to be said about, like, just going into a situation with confidence. And I
Yeah.
think that's kind of the thing that it's kind of stuck with me now is like
Yeah.
if you're going to play like someone, right? Or you're going to do something like someone, why on earth would you ever model it or off of someone who's just average or subpar?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah,
it's
like, you
like what
might
what
as
was
well.
that
Yeah.
that cheesy like aim for the moon, land on a star. It's like, well, aim
Yes.
for Michael Jordan and maybe end
And
up
if you land
like
on Brad Miller, it's gonna be okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
I like that. I actually do like that. Yeah. Poor
So,
circumstance for your 6th grade basketball team, but great life lessons.
yeah, it worked out.
Yeah. Getting destroyed by
Play
4th
like Michael
graders.
Jordan. Yeah. As all these college scouts are watching too, you're just like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this is embarrassing." I mean,
Play like Michael Jordan.
but they're getting a lot of letters in the mail. To
Yeah, they are the college coaches are like, "I don't give a fuck about these 6th graders, but these 4th graders are crushing it. Get them on
they're
our
getting sent
team
those letters of interest right away.
right away." Yeah, yeah. He says, "I'll take 5 of them compared to 1 of these 6th graders," but
Yep. Yep.
yeah.
All right, pick a number.
3.
Best memory of a game that you played in.
The best memory of a game I played in, again, going back to the 10-year anniversary of my high school state championship, not the state championship game, because like I told you, I played like dog shit in the first half. Would be the semi-state final at we're throwing out some rural Indiana names at Argus High School, which is like in north central. It's like yeah, like in the northern part of the state. Um, Playing the Fort Wayne Bishop Lures Knights, and they were like the number 1 team in the state, and we were maybe like 3 or 4. And they scored 2 goals in like 5 minutes to start the game, which is pretty damaging, down 2-0, and there's a lot of soccer to play. Um, and
Yeah, but you're in a
yeah,
hole there,
oh, in a
2-0.
big hole yeah, like, I mean, they scored with the first goal in, I think, less than a minute, and we were, like, all scratching our heads, and they had scouted us really well, like, they knew all of our in like, the intricacies, but, we really powered through, and I think it was still we maybe scored 1 goal by halftime, it was 2-1, and then, we scored kind of 2 incredible goals to win the game, and it was one of those that was, like, everything was occurring in slow motion because I think everybody had, like, again, 2 goals in, like, 5 minutes, you're feeling pretty down and out, but for some reason, we didn't give up, and we kept going, and for this is, 2 years prior, we had gotten beat in the same game, so we'd been to that semi-state final and lost, so it was kind of like our Waterloo, maybe one would say, like, we never thought we'd get over that hump, and again, this team was really good, and yeah, we kind of just like, yeah, just never counted ourselves out and kept yeah, on that last goal, like, I can see it. I can, like, see it in my mind still, and it was really weird. There was, like, this, like, thing going on where, um, I think it was, like, the cornfield or wherever next to us was, like, shooting, balloon like like little wispy blooms into the air. So while we were playing, it looked like it was snowing, but it was like seeds in the air. This is like the most Indiana shit I could ever say.
Tell me you're from
Yeah,
Indiana
tell me
without
you're
telling
from
me you're from
Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah, so it was like kind of a miraculous win, and then yeah, we ended up winning the state championship. So yeah, definitely my most memorable, especially that third goal. Like I can picture it now, and I can. But in the moment, it was in slow motion. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. But yeah, West Side High for the win. That would be mine.
See, that's fun that you have like never even came close to state.
This I will say is perks to playing Indiana high school sports. It's small
Like,
enough that you can like have these opportunities, and like we were truly the Indiana state champions. Like there
wow,
was, yeah, like it was, it wasn't these like weird class A, district whatever. Like we were the state champions, and yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
perks to living in a state with a fairly small population. You can kind of have those special moments, but yeah,
Yeah, but
pretty
don't
cool.
downplay it either. I still had to beat a ton of teams and a ton
Yeah,
of great people, so
yeah, exactly. And we had to fight through all those little puffy things that were floating through the air. It was crazy.
can I guess what position you were in soccer?
Yeah.
Let me go with
Do you watch some soccer? You into it? You say you saw Messi play a couple weeks ago. You
remember I played one season of JV soccer too.
I forgot weren't you the goalie?
I was,
Yeah.
because no one else would be one.
That's a horrible position to get volunteered to do.
Oh god, yeah. And did you know that JV goalies practice with the varsity goalies and the varsity team?
And you're
So
just
I had
getting
these
shot at
actual soccer players kicking soccer balls at me. Just like
right into your face all day,
yeah.
every day.
It was one of my best saves. I did it with my face.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what
So,
position do you think I played? I'll limit it to say, what position did I play when I won the Indiana High School State Championship? Because I did play a lot of other positions, but
forward?
that's honestly
No?
my worst position on the field.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a natural goal scorer. I'm an assister.
That kind of surprises me.
Yeah, and I like forward. They play their backs to the goal, and they're also a lot of times very fast. And I was fast, especially when I was younger. But when I was older, I was more technical than I was fast.
See, I would have
You would have thought I was
I would
fast.
yeah, I would have thought you were like the
Yeah.
fastest person on the
Now
team.
think about what I do now. I'm like more of an endurance. So I played. Do you want me to answer? Or do you
Oh,
want me to guess
so you're the
again?
person in the middle of the field running up and down the
Yes.
entire game.
Yeah. I
Like the
was yes.
Energizer frickin' bunny.
Yeah, I played center mid that most of the time, which is
Center
like
mid.
yeah. So and I
Okay.
played like a defensive center mid. So I'm more of defensive minded, very conservative soccer player.
That was gonna
Like
be my second guess. I'm like,
yeah,
"You play defense?"
but
But
I was a
okay.
lefty, so I also spent a lot of time. You're left-handed too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I spent a lot of time playing on the left side of the field because I not a lot of people are left-footed. So
Cool.
claim to fame made me a lot better of a soccer player.
Actually, I'm right-footed now that I think about it.
That's the thing. It's so not
I punt the ball with my right
there's
foot,
not a lot of
yeah.
people who are left-footed. There
Yeah.
you can find a lot of left-handed people who are not left-footed, but I am the only thing I do with my right hand is throw a frisbee. Fun
Unique.
fact. Yeah. So it is a
Nice.
nice advantage to be a lefty.
Nice.
You shoot a
I
basketball left-handed though.
Yeah, well, so
Okay.
actually I can do both. I
Okay.
learned how to shoot a basketball, partially from my younger brother and his friend, and then from this camp I went to that looking back, it was probably like high schoolers that were putting it on and they were all right-handed, so they just assumed everyone they didn't ask
They
who was
didn't
left.
know you could do the other
Yeah.
way.
So I like started shooting right-handed and it felt weird because by that time I was writing, with my
Yeah.
left hand.
Yeah.
And so literally I think one day like in like rec league, I was just like, I'm gonna switch it. And then I mean now I pretty much only shoot with my left hand, but yeah.
Yeah. Also, is that
So
advantageous and bad? Not really.
it's
You're a
not
unique
really.
scout. They just know you're like when you're scouting a team, you would know a lefty. It's just
Yeah,
weird
and
because
I
like
mean I
most
still
sports there's
like
an advantage.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not fast enough. I was never fast enough for it to matter, but like I make way more right-handed layups than I do with my left hand, even though I shoot left-handed. And I think that's because I
Gotcha.
learned how to shoot a layup with my right hand first.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like not similar to you at all because you were still infinitely faster than I am. But I was quite yeah, on the slower side for the getting down the court.
Yeah. Yeah.
But best memory
Oh, yeah.
would probably be that's a tough one.
If you say it's
Um,
from 5th grade AAU or something, I
no,
will.
no, not from AAU. I th- I think it would be from we
Purdue intramural dodgeball.
no. Actually,
You
though,
were a you were a star on that team,
I was pretty
I
good at
will say.
dodgeball, but I think my best memory so far, on like recently that I can think of, would be our first regatta at Purdue. So
Oh,
for
the
people who don't know,
rower,
I
yeah.
was on the rowing team for 1 year for a single season,
One
and we
beautiful
did
season.
yeah, and I'm kind of bummed. It was like one of those sports that I'm like, man, looking back, like that could have been me. That could have been it. Like
Yeah,
no running involved, and, like, because of
yeah,
my height and build, I was very good at it, just
yeah,
very naturally got into, like, the best shape of my life for about a year.
yeah.
It was pretty awesome, and it was cool because I didn't know, but, like, we're just focused on not catching a crab and flipping the boat, like,
Mhm.
because 'cause we're on the novice team. So we got a trophy. I think we finished 2nd or 3rd, but, like, the best memory part comes we're, like, going down this river. I think we were in, like, Michigan or something, and we're racing the University of Wisconsin, and I didn't know this because 'cause I've never been on a rowing team before, and I don't know if this is normal. Someone who's on a rowing team, feel free to email in and let me
Yeah,
know, but
comment below.
the coxswains start trash talking each other.
The coxswain's the person who yells at you from the front, right?
Yeah, so they yell at us, they, like, tell us, like, to keep the tempo and then, like, when to, like, push and, like, when to, like, do stuff like that, and, like, but apparently, they're also in charge of trash talking the other boats that are by you, and it got
Heated?
intense,
Oh, I
like,
bet.
people were swearing and stuff. I was like, "Wow, this is
Wow.
awesome."
And while you're rowing, like, "This shit
Yeah,
is
like
crazy."
and normally, like, I mean, there's nothing more boring than a rowing practice because you are on that rowing machine for 45 minutes, just
Yeah.
doing different,
Different
stints,
shit, yeah.
basically. And we would listen to like, as a team, we would like listen to like, we would switch between like EDM music, Beyonce, and then like podcasts for like the endurance rows. Like it like
I
weird.
can hear you being like, "And on this episode of This American Life,"
Yeah,
like, while you're rowing.
exactly. Exactly. So, to have, like, these 2 swearing at each it was the most entertaining like, it was the
Yeah,
one of the easiest rows of my life because
I
I wasn't
bet.
even paying attention to what I was rowing. I was paying attention to, I'm like, "Oh, what's she gonna say back?" Like
You were just watching the burn fest.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
yeah, that's pretty
And then we
amazing.
got it's one of the few which is ironic given how much time, effort, and money I spent on basketball, but one of the few times I won a trophy in
There
my athletic career.
Rose for 1 year, finally gets a
Get
medal,
some hardware.
gets some hardware. It took you long enough.
Yeah,
That's pretty good though. Again, it's all about the team and the camaraderie. Sometimes you remember the team and the things you guys did together more than like the games or the
totally.
competitions. Yeah. Nothing like being on a team. Not a work team. People are like work teams are just like sports teams and I'm like, "Hell no, they're not." I
Not
I want
even
to
close.
yeah, not even close. Zero camaraderie on those teams.
0 loyalty too.
There's no loyalty.
Nah.
None. No, yeah.
I would stay like, I'd show up early to some practices, I'd stay late
Yeah.
at some practices. As soon as I hit those 8 hours, I'm like, "See
As
ya."
soon as somebody starts to close the meeting, I leave.
You're like,
Like, once
"Thanks
they
for
start to
listening."
get into that victory formation where they're like, "Well, that's everything for today. I'm out. I'm not staying for the closing remarks." So,
It is my pet peeve every time someone ends a call and says like, "Oh, I'll give you back 2 minutes
oh,
of your
I
day."
hate that. You can go get a coffee.
What
No.
am I gonna do with 2 minutes?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get on Twitter. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Like,
I'm gonna
what?
doom scroll for 2 minutes. Yeah, that I do hate that.
It's ridiculous.
Brutal.
Okay, let's go with 20. Best Super Bowl halftime show that you've seen.
Um, wow. tough one. Um, well, okay. The one that comes to my mind is The Weekend. I don't know why. I really liked that one, but that's because I do like The Weekend, and I feel like that's kind of a beige or a whatever they say, orange flag for me. Um, I don't know why I remember that one, but I that came to mind. Who was it last year?
Wait,
Beyonce?
liking The Weekend is an
Yeah,
orange flag?
I don't know. I feel like I've said that out loud, and people are like, "Oh my god, who are you?" I like them
Really?
or him or the I don't really know. Um,
Him and then, like, his, like,
the
group
people, yeah.
that produce the music, yeah.
I really liked it. I don't know why. I think it was, like, there were some funny memes and, like, tweets that came out of it. Like, he was, like, running through the I had that his face all taped up and shit.
Yeah.
Um, that was funny, and, um, there was a tweet after that was like, The Weeknd has some pretty spicy, some pretty hot music, like like, it was a tweet that was like, "Shout out to The Weeknd for playing my entire sex playlist," and one and I was like and it was like, "Shout out to The Weeknd for playing my entire sex playlist and now
His
in front of my parents."
family-friendly
Yeah,
event.
because that was, like, during COVID, I'm pretty sure I watched it with my dad, and I was like, "I like all these songs," and I was thinking, I was like, "Yeah, these are pretty spicy songs." So,
Spicy.
yeah, I don't know why that came to me. I thought Beyonce last year also rocked.
Wait, wasn't it Rihanna?
Yeah, it was Rihanna. Wait, I feel like Beyonce did it okay, now I'm Googling. Okay, you answer, and I'm gonna Google the past, like, few Super Bowl
Few.
performers because I
Yeah,
kinda
yeah, so
don't
you can get us the
remember.
list of them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to what would be my favorite one that I recently recall or remember? I liked the one, I think it might have been in between The Weekend and Rihanna, but it was like
It was, like, the old
Eminem,
yeah, yeah,
Snoop
that
Dogg,
was good.
50 Cent.
And, like,
Is it Mary J.
Mary
Blige?
Blige. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar. But also
Kendrick.
50 Cent and Anderson .Paak were also there.
Yeah,
They
and
did some
50 Cent
background.
had the meme because he was upside down,
Yeah, that was a
and
good
they were
one.
like, "Was he just sitting there for 20 minutes upside down?" Like,
Yeah. Okay, I'm
no, I
looking
liked that one though a lot. That like I thought that was cool. They did like a bunch of like throw and I know like you and me are almost we're like right on the cusp of like millennial,
yeah.
but
We're
I
probably a
feel
little bit
like
more millennial than Gen Z, but yeah,
yeah, but we're
we're
like right kind of on the end. But I
yeah.
feel like everyone that was like older than us, like that are millennials, and then what's the generation right before millennial?
Um,
I don't remember. Anyway, that
Gen
like it was like
Y?
it was like a Super Bowl for like that age group,
Yeah,
which I
it
thought
really
was
was.
cool.
Like,
Like,
if
because
you
I
were
feel
born
like
in
normally
1982, you loved that shit.
yeah,
Like,
like
yeah.
I thought like normally, they try to just pick like
It's either old or
a
new.
soup yeah, like a super old, super famous person that like everyone knows that like a, Beyonce, like
Yeah,
someone that has like one name that right? Or they pick
yeah.
like someone that's like current and like, like super in and cool
That your
or
parents are
whatever.
gonna text you, "Who the hell is this on
Yeah,
stage?" Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So I thought that was cool that they, like,
They did
did,
a little
like,
bit of
kind of this
everything.
throwback thing where they were yeah, it was like a sprinkle of everything, but,
Eclectic.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll go
I
through
think
the
that's one of my
last few
favorite.
Super Bowls. 2019 was Maroon 5.
Oh, I remember
I
that.
remember that one because didn't, there was something from Adam Levine after that. 2020 was Shakira and J.Lo, and that one was also awesome. 'Cause, like,
That one
Shakira and
was really
J.Lo
great,
rock.
yeah.
Yeah, and
The only
then
thing that was annoying is if you were watching that with your parents, though, like, I don't know, but, like, I feel like the parents I was watching it with were like, they're dancing so
uh,
inappropriately,
I
and I
I
was
feel
like,
like I do remember there was some ass shaking but as to be expected. I
I'm
want
like
both of those ladies shaking ass, et cetera, et cetera. Shakira was, like, 50 when she did the performance, and she looked amazing.
I know. She
Yeah.
was
You don't want me shaking ass, but I want them shaking ass up there. But they had so then after that was The Weekend in 2021, and then, last or 2022, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar. Last year, Rihanna. This year, which I didn't even know, Usher.
Oh, that'll
I
be
didn't know
fun.
that Usher was the person. Now I know. I like Usher.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's like one of those people, like, he'll, like, dance and sing, it'll be
Yeah,
kind of
and we're
a
a little young for Usher, but I still think we knew, like, in middle school, we knew elementary, middle school, we used to
Oh, yeah,
learn.
it was hilarious. Like, we would try and sneak Usher songs into, like, our, like, junior high dances or our roller skating party dances, and then, like, the teachers or the chaperones would hear that, and they'd be like, "Absolutely not."
And they'd go straight to reconciliation for you.
Yep, yep.
12 Hail Marys after that.
Forever, and
Yeah.
we're like, "If that's the only," and they're like, "For 24 Hail Marys means 2 Usher songs.
You're like,
That's a
"I'll
decent
do that
trade."
any day of the
That's a
week."
decent trade.
Yeah. I'm looking back now at the Super Bowl performers. Yeah, Madonna, the Black Eyed Peas, The
I think
Who.
did Katy Perry do one
Yeah,
year?
yeah, Katy Perry, I just scrolled past hers. Katy Perry was in 2015.
I feel like she was one of
Um,
those people that were like was, like, flying, like, was, like,
I think so too. Yeah, I do think
propelled in the
she went
air or something.
airborne. She definitely
Yeah.
went airborne. And there was Coldplay, Lady Gaga, Justin Timberlake. I think I remember that one because that was the Super Bowl that was in Minneapolis.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know why I remember that, but yeah.
Alright, well, you wanna
Yeah,
do one more question?
let's do one more.
And then we'll zip
Um,
out of here?
let's do question 15.
Ooh, this is a good one to end on. Hardest/most slash most challenging game or practice you've ever been a part of and why?
Hardest or most challenging game or practice? Um, I feel like I'm going to have to go with back to my swimming days for these. There was this one
That's
practice
a great
that's
sport to pick that
yeah.
from.
I feel like I've definitely had other challenging practices, but swimming, there was this one winter break, we would do 2, 3-hour practices, which was just brutal. Like, it was just a lot of time in the pool. And there was this one where we did like maybe like 50 100s. And and in swimming, the infamous set, the worst winter break set is 100 100s, where you do 100 100s, and usually they're on like pretty crazy interval, and you just do them, go straight. I think, and I was never at that like level. I think we did 50 100s, and it was just like mind-numbingly painful and horrible. And swimming's tough because like you know, your head is in the water. There's no music, there's no hyping each other up. You're just swimming, and it's the dead of winter in Indiana where like, you know, we didn't it was just
You haven't seen
horrible.
the sun in 2
Yeah, and
months.
it's winter break, like, we're not in school, but I'm still getting up at 6 AM to go fucking swim.
In a
Why did
pool,
I do
like,
that? In a pool.
radioactive.
In a pool that was radioactive that would turn me into literally, like, a dinosaur. Like, I would, you know, you and me are both some pasty chicks with some sensitive skin, and chlorine does not my hair would be, like, bleach blonde and, like, straw. Um, and then I ask myself, "Hayley, why did you never have a boyfriend in high school?" These are some of the answers to those questions. Um, yeah, that's swimming practice, 5100s. It was brutal, and I had to do, like, a bunch of them, butterfly and IM, and yeah, and it just sucked, and it was really hot in the pool, and the coach wouldn't open the door to cool it off 'cause yeah, it was brutal. But we survived. It didn't make me a better person, questionable, but I was I was really fit those days. I dropped time in my events after that winter break, but not fun. Wouldn't recommend to a friend. And that's even some again, that's kind of some weak shit. Like a real swimmer listening to this would be like 50 100s. Oh, we did 100 100s every December 27th. And so put me to shame in the comments. Tell me your worst swim set because there's some bad ones out there. Like all of them are bad, but yeah, that's my answer.
I'm sure Brian will comment and he'll be like, "One
Yeah.
time I had to do this, this, and this." And I was just like,
Yeah.
"Yep."
And then it'll be like, and then I got to get out of the pool and puke. Like that was, I just remember in 5100s, there were always like pukers. And I'm like, why are we doing this? I'm 16 and I'm only okay at this sport. Why am I doing this? But yeah.
That's part of the reason I stopped on the rowing team.
Yeah. Like who wants the pain and
Saturday
torture?
morning
Ugh.
too, after you went out Friday night,
I was going to say, I where
we do
pass.
sprints for Saturday, so it'd be how quickly you could row 2,000 meters,
Ugh.
and it's just that it's not how quickly you can row 2,000 meters, it's how long can you be okay with being extremely discomfortable,
Yeah.
like, uncomfortable,
Yeah.
discomfort, pain,
Like
like,
what's your
how long are
threshold?
you can you last with that? and the average is usually like 6 to 8 minutes, and then you get sick.
Yeah. Puking everywhere.
Yeah,
And you're puking for more than one reason because 'cause you're hungover as shit.
yeah,
And you're being your
and
body
you're
is
on
being
a
put to the
rowing
physical
machine.
yeah, your body is being put to the physical limits.
And then they
Yeah.
wanted to do like lactic acid testing, which
Oh,
is where like you have
yeah.
to like shove a needle into you, and I'm like, absolutely not.
You're like, "Don't even go there."
I didn't sign up for that. I'll
Yeah,
row a
you're
boat,
right.
but I'm not doing a needle. Nope.
I will not do this needle shit. It's not that deep. Purdue club rowing, it's not that deep.
Hardest game or practice I've ever played. I actually one that comes to memory is kind of a similar thing to you. Like it wasn't even in season, but we would do, and I feel like you probably had this for soccer, maybe swimming too. But I don't know if Indiana does this, but in Illinois they do this one thing where in the summer you have summer camp for high
Yeah.
school sports, which isn't a camp at all. It's not fun. It's just
No.
practice.
No.
And it's just an elongated practice. So instead of like an hour and a half, 2 hours, it's usually like 2.5 or 3 hours because you have to like lift and run and do all this other stuff. And so I, going into freshman and sophomore year, I think, I did the cross country camp in the morning, not because I had any, not because I didn't want to be on cross country at all. Um,
Yeah, I
but
was
it
gonna
kept me in
say
shape and
yeah.
it made like running and basketball a lot easier.
Yeah.
And so there was one practice. So cross country would start every day at 6. So we were getting up at like 5, 5:30 to 6, getting to, driving 30 minutes to get to Viator, and then we'd start running. And usually we'd run for like an hour. So we would do like 6 or 7 miles, and then normally I would have like an hour to like relax, eat, and rest uh until basketball camp. But on this day, so it was Wednesdays, and Wednesdays we do hills, and hills are brutal, and I don't
Yeah.
like them.
Hmm.
So we're doing the hills, then it starts storming,
Yeah.
and we have no cars because we ran to the
'Cause
hills. So we
yeah.
just have to run back in this storm. There are branches falling down. All the parents are calling us, freaking out that we all got struck by lightning. No
Yeah.
one has a phone because we're running. Like,
Yeah.
it's
And
just
just
every person for themselves. And also the varsity team, like, normally we all, like, kinda kept pace together, like, the A team would obviously be up and going a lot faster. They were, like, 6, 7-minute mile, something absurd.
yeah.
And then the rest of us were, like, the, like, 8 to 9 minuters all kinda stayed in a pack. But at that time, because of the storm, it was just, like, everyone for
You guys were all
themselves.
setting PRs, like, everybody was running like their life depended on it because
Sprinting.
it probably did. Yeah.
Yeah. So we get back to the gym and the power's out.
Yeah.
The storm had struck the power, and the one gym normally didn't have air conditioning, one of them did, but now the power was out, so neither of them did. And then we
Mhm.
had to go and like wait, and like at first there was like a tornado warning. So then they thought we had to go wait in the basement, and the basement was just unbearably hot. So then we were just kind of
Yeah.
waiting in the gym, and it was super hot and super muggy. And by the time like the storm stopped, that was right when basketball started. So I had no time
You're like, "Great."
to go to my grandpa's house or the grocery store down the street to like get food or anything. So I'm like soaked, I'm sweaty, hot, it's
Exhausted,
humid, I can't
starving.
breathe, like starving. And then I just did a 2-hour basketball practice, and it was the worst day of my life.
That sounds horrible.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And unlike you, Haley, didn't stop freshman, sophomore year, didn't set any PRs, didn't go all area, nothing came of that. In fact,
it built character.
I rode the bench for most of the year.
But it built character.
It did.
Look back to, like, the volume that I used to do in terms of exercise, like, these days, I'll, like, work out for an hour and be like, "Holy shit, Haley, you are an absolute specimen. You are so fit. You are amazing." And then I'm like, "Wait, like, in high school, I'd, like, do 2 hours in the morning and then, like, do 3 hours at night, and then I'd, like, do a little bit of lifting on the side." Like, yeah,
Yeah.
we have passed our athletic peaks, that's all I have to say, and thank God. Couldn't do that
'Cause
these days.
And you have the full-time job too, you don't realize.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, when
spending all that energy with your
yeah,
brain
it's
now.
2011 and you have a flip phone, there's nothing better to do than just absolutely get shredded for a sport
Yeah.
that at the end of the day, you will not play in college. I always like want to like God to myself back and like when I was working out so hard, I'd be like, Haley, remember this will not pan out the way you think it will pan out. You will play club soccer at a Division 1 school where people kind of care about it. And you'll have a little bit of fun. But this is as far as you will go. But you know,
God said, "Haley, you're really good at chemistry."
this soccer thing, you may think you're good, but wow, the rest of the United States is doing better than you. So, and and that's why we're here doing this podcast. I really do think we are some washed up athletes with a passion who did some high level sport, did some intense sport, but you're never
Yeah.
the real deal.
No,
That's
yeah,
okay.
it's an accomplishment. I survived
I
4 years of
survived.
high school basketball in Illinois.
Yeah, exactly. We should write a memoir. I survived. I survived the privilege that is playing sports in high school.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, man.
I'll get us out of here. I don't even have the outro in front of me though, so this is gonna be I'm completely winging this right now.
Fake it till you make it. Be like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, what would Michael Jordan do right now? He would say, if you enjoyed this episode, you should rate, review, and subscribe, and definitely share it with all of your friends. Please keep chatting with us, keep commenting on the Instagram, the Facebook. We're on X, formerly Twitter, still kind of Twitter. Um,
Still Twitter to me.
yeah, let us know what you think. We also got a YouTube channel going. And then, again, apologies for the short little hiatus, but we're back on our weekly grind. So we're back on schedule. Everything should be good from now on. Thanks so much. And I'm Maddie Portland,
And I'm Haley Karpik.
and this has been your weekly dose of the Sports Medicine Podcast. Cheers.
Bye.